how do you get what you want from other people? Like, how? And you're gonna ask me, like, is this some psychological trick that you're about to tell me? Like, ooh, sounds scary, but also sounds really nice. And I'm thinking about some very mischievous things right now. Well, it's not exactly a psychological trick, but also it kind of is, in a way. It's something fundamental, I think, but we also, like, really forget it. And that is to focus on what the other person wants and construe that so that it aligns with what you want. So, like, what does this look like? Like, how do I make them want what I want? That's essentially what you're doing. I will be using an example of, I want a gym partner, right? So, how do you get a gym partner? How do you get someone to come with you to the gym? First, you need to find your demographic. Like, I'm assuming that because you want someone to also go with the gym with you, you're going to look for someone who goes to the gym regularly, and then you're just basically going together, right? So, the next step, which also coincides with the third step, which is creating a need and offering a solution. So, they may have the need that I want someone who is accountable for me. I want someone who will keep me accountable. Well, you can create that need in them. Like, you can ask them, aren't there days where, you really don't want to do it? You don't want to go to the gym. It's cold. You're tired. You may still go, but like, it's not enjoyable, right? And therefore, your solution is going to be, I will come with you. On those days where you're not feeling the best, I'll come with you. I will cheer you up. I'll root for you. And I will turn your workout from a not so good one into a great one. Right? You're solving a need that they potentially have, or that they don't have, but you've given them. And so you are watching this video probably because you want to get better. Do you go to the gym? Maybe. Maybe not. If you do go to the gym, check out my book. My book is all about the training side of fitness. Not so much like, not really the eating part or like sleep or that stuff, but like what you do in the gym. Right? It's all about what you do in the gym. And when I was still a novice, there were certainly many, many times where I would go work out, but then I don't exactly know what to do. I see these other people do like certain things. I see like people on YouTube do like these certain workouts, and I would just follow them. Right? I would just be following them. I wouldn't do my own stuff. There wasn't a sense of me. Right? I didn't really have control. With this book will teach you how to go from complete beginner to intermediate, to know how to do things. Right? It will teach you all the necessary things to do that, and perhaps even more. So check it out. Links in the description. You see like these creating a need and offering solutions all the time in like sales. Right? Like in sales is always just create a need or capitalize on a need. It's like a lot of times like you don't even know you need this. Like there will be some times when an ad pops up like detailing a need, and it's like, wow, I don't really think about that, but that product though kind of looks shiny. Like the ad shows you like a perfect like lawnmower, but you don't really think about lawnmowers that much. And then you see this ad, and then you're reminded, right? And it's like, I might go buy that lawnmower now. So the ad is creating a need and also offering a solution, and that's where ads succeed. If the ad is successful in enticing you to their solution, and then you buy it, right? When they entice you, they basically win, because the chances of you buying it are so much higher. And so what you're doing basically is, instead of selling a product, you're selling a proposition. You're still selling a solution, really. It's just not really anything physical. To help them, you're selling this sort of narrative that by doing this certain thing, you will get something that you want, and I'll also get something that I want. Practically, this works with many things, but also it's kind of difficult with some things as well. Like, say your parents restricted how much time you can play on video games, but your desire is to get less restriction. Right? Like, I'm sure all of us have felt this, I think. Unless you don't have strict Asian parents, which, okay, good for you, I guess. There is a way that you can negotiate with them, right? You can say that I play video games because they're a way of relieving my stress, which is, that's a reason. They may retaliate with, the primary concern is that your grades are going to slip. They aren't really even regarding your first argument, they're just going with theirs. And the thing is, if you go in with arguments off the top of your head, you will lose. Because people aren't convinced by like logic and facts. People are entrapped with emotions. Why does the advertisement that's selling a bar of soap with a pretty girl showing off her boobs have more sales than a man describing all the benefits of this particular soap? Even though objectively that piece of soap that the man is selling might be better than the one that the woman is selling. Right? The woman entices lust. Lust is the emotion. And therefore you're more enticed to buy that soap. And so your primary concern is about changing their emotions, influencing their emotions so that it helps you. And so therefore, if their primary concern is that I will get bad grades, okay, how can we negotiate that then? Well, we can have a trial run, right? We can have a period of time where the restrictions are lifted, and I will also get good grades. And if I can't get good grades, or if I can't maintain the grades, we will bring back the regular restrictions. Of course, this requires work on you, and it should. Right? You're negotiating. It isn't free. After doing this for lots and lots of time, as they're more accustomed to it, as they don't have as much of an emotional response to playing video games, then you win. Then you got it. Then you can get what it is you want. It seems very difficult, but it can be done. And you can also ask, there are just some things that you can't do that with. Like, there's just some things that are impossible. And perhaps there is, depending on the scenario. Like, if I want to attract a woman who has no interest in me whatsoever, even with this, there are some things that I can, like, improve to influence her attraction to me. But, I mean, honestly, for the most part, if she doesn't like you, then yeah, she just doesn't like you. But I would say that there's more that you influence than you think. Right? It's not like she looks at you and then just immediately just like, no. I'm sure there's people like that. Right? And I mean, first impressions are important. And if you completely botch those up, it's really hard to come back. But women, for the most part, they require more than just a straight look. They need more to know about you. Right? And that, of course, also doesn't work in your favor, because if a woman deems you as physically attractive, that doesn't mean that, she'll date you or whatever. And she needs to test you more. See who you are, really. So I think more than often than not, it's doable in the sense that you can influence it. Therefore, it's not completely impossible. It's very, very difficult. But doable, in my opinion. And even if there are some things that are literally impossible, why have that mindset? Why think like that? Because it doesn't help you at all. Like, if you just think like that, like, okay, I can't do this because it's impossible for me. Or you're just not going to do anything at all. It's just going to become an excuse that you use every single time that there's something hard in front of you. So don't even think that things are impossible, because it doesn't even help you. So to summarize this entire video, it's like everything that you do is a negotiation. You negotiate with every single person around you. You negotiate with your parents, with your friends, with other relatives of your family, with your teachers, with other students. You're always negotiating with some people. Negotiating for them to be your friend, to love you, to care for you, to choose you, whatever. It's always a negotiation. And the first rule of negotiation is to know the other person. Know their wants, their desires, and negotiate in a way that favors them. And of course, negotiate in a way that favors them, but also yourself. Because win-win scenarios are liked by everyone. If they think that only they are winning, they're less likely to accept the negotiation, because most people at least will have some guilt. Most people will have some guilt that you aren't getting anything out of it. So if it's a win-win scenario, they're guilt-free, and they're much more willing to just accept it.